The way you convert your socializing into true networking is to follow the principle of goal-based networking. All networking should be tied to a goal. And the goal is three-tiered, 3 parts to the goal. Before you even walk into a place where networking will happen, before you even enter the venue, I want you to have this 3-tiered goal stuck in your head. You say to yourself, goal number 1, I will get a direct opportunity out of today's event. A direct opportunity. I will get a direct opportunity out of today's event. Now, sadly, goal number 1 doesn't happen at most networking events. Great when it does, but typically it doesn't. But then you want to say to yourself, at the very minimum, I want to get a very good lead on a direct opportunity, which is goal number 2, a very good lead on a direct opportunity. That should happen almost every time you go to a networking event. And then you say, at a bare bones cellar dweller minimum, I will get goal number 3, which says I will meet valuable people that further my goal and are in my sphere of interest, and will find out valuable information that makes life and career easier for me. Goal number 3 should happen multiple times at every single networking event you attend. Now, I'm no psychologist, but I know that if you plant those 3-tiered goals in your head, you are far more likely to convert that networking event to business success. But then, as you're there and you're thinking about your area of self-marketing expertise, we got to think about what we say. And that's really easy. I want you to remember the rule of thirds. The rule of thirds. The rule of thirds says 2/3 of the time on them, 1/3 of the time on me. 2/3 them, 1/3 me. And obviously, people love it when you show them attention, but it really does work. And if you want proof, I'll make a confession, sure as I am standing here today. My name is Jeff Beals, and I'm pretty much my favorite subject. God, I hate it when I say that. Didn't that sound awful? Didn't that sound awful? I'm Jeff Beals, and I'm my favorite subject. But if you think about it, I've invested a lot of time in this subject. I sometimes lay awake at night worrying about what the subject screwed up earlier that day. If you show a lot of interest in my favorite subject, I simply cannot help but like you. If you show a lot of interest in my favorite subject, I love you. Professionally, of course, but I love you. Most people are the same way. Show genuine, sincere interest in them, and they cannot help but like you. 2/3 them, 1/3 you. But be careful, because sometimes people will say, well, geez, if it's really effective to give 2/3 of the time to the other person, what would happen if I give them 3/3 of the time? And if you do that, they will love you. They will think you are a sparkling conversationalist because you let them talk about themselves. But the problem comes later that day when they meet a prospective home buyer or home seller and your name does not even pop into their heads because you failed to reserve your third. Very, very important. The next step is to become a forgiving person. For the better you become at interpersonal communications, the more you'll realize how lousy the rest of us are. And that can get frustrating.